Hi, I'm Zach Stewart.
Laura Hotchkiss.
And I'm Daniel Kvoras. On this podcast, we improvise in character as hosts of a morning radio show in a fictional country called the Driftwood Isles.
Everything we say is made up, and none of the events, people, or places are real.
It's that simple. Now enjoy this episode of Good Morning Driftwood.
And welcome back to Good Morning Driftwood with your hosts, your friends. It's me, Bench PerDiem. To my left is Dirk Wiley.
How we feeling?
And to my right is Penelope.
We feeling good.
Hey, I set him up and you knock him down.
Pow.
Penelope MacGuffin. Penelope MacGuffin. I'm going to be honest, I forgot your last name for a second
Genuinely
there.
forgot my surname.
One of those mornings.
Well, but Penelope MacGuffin,
Yep.
you pulled the short straw. So you're going to share with us a civic notice.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. I have the paperwork here. Oh, okay. I guess I'll just read it verbatim. Okay. As part of this station's commitment to bringing you the latest in local travel information, I've just been handed the latest list of roads with either closures, diversions, temporary traffic lights, or in the northern part of the island, blockages by cows. And so we begin. Park Street, Mayfield Road, Sycamore Avenue, James Street, the B182, Court Road, Belvedere Road, Worcester Road, Winchester Road, the Kobayashi Maru Avenue, Brookside Pathway, New Liverpool Grove, Hornbeam Close, Starpitton Grove, Ingliston Close, the S41, Tardew Close, Nelson Road, Brookfield Street, Brookfield Alley, Brookfield Crossing, Holland Road, the Miles O'Brien Parkway, Jackson Street, Hillside Avenue, Cardassian Avenue, Chestnut Road, Pine Grove, Quarry Road, College Close, the Park Road, Pickthall Terrace, Godby Road, Freshney Drive, Old Folkestone Road, Westway, Moorland Road, Warwick Avenue, Station Close, Church Walk, Station Street, St Peter's Road, Clarence Road, The Hollies, Frog Lane, Elm Grove, Stanley Road, Wren Close, Priory Road, Fox Lane, Churchill Avenue, Highfield Lane, Cow Lane, Greenway, Byron Street, St Peter's Close, Devon Road, Orchard Grove, St Andrews Close, Castle Drive, School Road, Kingsley Road. That wasn't the end of the list. I'm sorry, there's more.
Okay, all right.
Styles, Dannock Close, Castleward Close, Litterdale Road, Slessor Street, O'Sear Place, Littleside, Old Beachfield Gardens, Jarvis Lane, Menteith Gardens, West Barnes Lane, West Avenue Road, Gammons Way, Flinders Road, Pier Hill, Guggle Lane, Back Shannon Street, Treviot Close, Naunton Avenue, Berwick Close, Cotton Easter Court, Noak Mill Lane, Chesler Pit.
So these are all closed.
These are all closed.
Are any roads open?
I'm so sorry to do this, but we do have to legally get through the full list in one go. I think we might have to start over.
You want? We might start.
I think we might have to start over.
We can't, just for the sake of the listeners. They if they heard
Park
it.
Street, Mayfield Road, Sycamore Avenue, James Street, the B182, Court Road, Belvedere Road, Worcester Road, Winchester Road, the Kobayashi Maru Avenue, Brookside
Even
Pathway,
Kobayashi Maru.
New Liverpool Grove, Hornbeam Close, Starpitton Grove. This list is so long. Ingliston Close, the S41, Tardew Close, Nelson Road, Brookfield Road, Brookfield Street.
Can I ask why? Why are these roads closed?
Oh, they're either have work being done, they either have a diversion that you cannot go on them, there are temporary traffic lights, or in the northern part of the island, blockages by cows.
Cows,
yeah.
Okay,
Cows in
do
the
we have
north.
any percentages? Do we know how many of these are cow related versus how many of these are roadworks?
Based on my own knowledge of the north,
You're scrolling so much.
46% of them.
You
Are
are
cow
genuinely
related.
Northern
scrolling
roads,
so
yeah.
far down.
Man.
Manor Farm, Fairway, Station Head,
All right,
North
I
Top,
think we-
Stanley Maltings, Cowper Grange,
just-
Prince
we have to.
Paddock, Witham Vale,
I
Second
think we just
Highway,
got to tell
Dryden,
people, hey,
Fairlawn,
if a road
Barron
is closed
Courtyard,
that you're
Listers,
on-
Falmouth Croft, Lytton,
All right, I'll let
Haven,
you-
Carrick
I'll let you
Circle,
go.
Windrush Ridge, Devon Gardens. It's just,
I feel like if people, I'm just going to say a blanket statement now. If you're on a road and you can't keep going, good luck.
If you're on a
Good
road
luck
and you
to
can't
you.
keep
If
going,
your road's
good luck.
closed, good luck to you.
this just feels, I know
Because
that we,
now these people's time is messing with my day. and I need to get on with my life with their own transportation issues. Be damned.
But also, we do have some listeners that are actively in their morning commute right now, trying to get to work. This might be useful for them to know where not to go.
If anyone's out there, don't go to work.
If anyone's out there, don't go to work.
Hear my voice. People, listeners of the Driftwood, don't go to work today. It sounds like a hellscape.
It would
or
make
walk.
so much more
if you
sense.
can walk, just
walk
walk.
is nice.
To
Use
just
public
stay
transportation.
indoors. Stay indoors.
Stay
Take the
indoors.
trains. Take the train.
They're going to get you on those trains.
I mean,
They're gonna get you. Who's gonna get you on those trains?
You know my attitude towards the trains, the train companies. They're just out there to get you.
You keep saying that all the time, and I don't know if it's about the handful of murders or
Definitely
what.
the
Definitely
handful.
not about the
Yeah.
handful
It
of
was
murders.
a handful.
They're trying to get your money, and someone's out there trying to get your life. And Bench PerDiem, Gentleman Sleuth, can't be on all those trains.
Cannot be on all the trains.
however,
So
you
as-
have been on all those
I
trains.
can be on some
It
and
is,
a lot of the
yeah.
trains,
Most
even,
of the
but not
murders
all.
that do happen, you are on. So I wish I could tell people, hey, all these roads are closed. Go seek out the trains. But I feel like I'm just guiding them into a paper shredder, a human shredder in the form of these murderers.
Well, that one time, yeah, definitely. That
There
was a
was that
human-sized
one.
shredder.
Yeah,
Yeah,
one
that
of
was
the
big.
train cars was just transformed into it was sort of like a car wash, but just a murder car wash.
Someone did install a bunch of knives.
I don't know how they did that. They must have been working with the train companies, and that's why I'm saying the train companies are there to get
Well,
you. Maybe
so-
they're the reasons why all these roads are closed.
Well,
The
I would
train
say,
company conspiracy. They're trying to get people on the train so they can kill them.
can I just say, if people do choose to not take the train or public transportation, that is valid, and you choose to drive instead, there are some closures that, again, Penny drew the short straw, so she needs to read the list.
Yeah,
So,
I'm grateful for that personally.
Okay.
There's no way I would have made it halfway through that list without blowing a gasket.
let's just keep going.
I know that
Penny
it's-
looks exhausted.
Yeah.
I know that it's a result of chronic underfunding of the island's transportation, but this does feel like an unnecessarily large amount of roads.
It does.
Can
I would agree with that
I
assessment,
just
Penny.
say-
I think that is spot on.
Not to bring up old business, but we all know that last week we voted boat.
We did vote both.
We
did
voted boat.
Yeah,
So that meant a lot of that money would have gone for
it's a good point.
road infrastructure.
I can't argue with that, Bench.
We
There
chose
was,
both.
there was,
We
there was,
didn't.
just for any listeners that may not have heard, there was a poll from a very kindly rich gentleman left $20 million to be decided on how and then the public poll was used to determine how he would spend that money that he left after his death, and we decided to spend it constructing a new boat. One of the options was public infrastructure. I don't think that got any
no
votes.
I don't think it got any.
I don't think it was helped that we actively discouraged people away from voting for that. But
Hey,
I
the
think you're right,
island
Bench. That
decided.
may have fixed things.
People have agency and a right to choose what they want, and we have a right to say our opinion, which was vote boat.
And I think it's a small price to pay. Is the occasional city devastating road closures for a really cool new boat.
It's so cool, and
only-
it's
You
so
should see the
new.
blueprints they've got for this thing.
It's gonna be so cool. We're
There's
all
one of
gonna
those
get to
boats
hang out
where
on
they have
it.
like little pools and ponds on the boat.
They got-
so it's like, oh, there's water inside the thing that you're in on the water.
They got a fish pond on the boat, and you get the
Next
fishes
level.
out. That's
Koi.
crazy.
If you
There's a lazy
need
river.
to go to work today and you live on, say, the most easternly point of the island and you work on the westernly point of the island, you can technically get to your work. I've just worked out if you jump on the boat and sail around the island, but that only works if both places you're leaving are not any number of streets into the island,
It
because
has to be right on the
you
water.
have to be literally on the water.
Also, you would have to be an insane person to take a job
Okay.
on the absolute opposite side of the
That is
island
fair.
from the place that you live.
Oh,
And only in this very specific
yeah.
circumstance would that be paid
Penny,
off.
can
you're
I
not
ask-
going to get home.
Oof.
Who are you talking to there?
Dirk, you're not going to get home.
What do you mean I'm not going to get home?
Cornflower loan into Lysander Spur, into Huxley Oval, into Pier Glebe. You're done for, man.
Do you want to crash to my place?
I really prefer
Wait,
not to,
wait,
Bench. I
wait.
very
Wait,
much
no.
like my routine.
Cranford Manor and Great Warren and Lingfield Lake. No.
Oh, God.
You're sleeping here tonight.
Are we all sleeping here tonight again?
What about your place, Penny?
About cows.
I think if I take Great Willows into Palace Edge and skip Manor Farm Fairway.
There's going to be cows. There's going to be cows.
You could risk it against the cows.
We're doing a sleepover.
All right, we're doing another sleepover, folks.
We can't try to get to yours, Penny. You wouldn't host us.
Look, I will host you, but you got to be willing to walk, okay?
All right, I guess we're doing a sleepover in the
We're
studio
doing a
then.
sleepover.
Yeah.
I'm not
Also,
walking.
I
if we
saw
were-
the shoes you wore. You're not walking.
If we were
anywhere.
walking, we could walk to my place. I live the closest here by far.
And
But none of you want to walk on
It's
these
dangerous.
streets.
It's
The new
dangerous.
Derrick streets are disgusting.
your neighborhood, to get to your place, you have to go through some pretty dodgy neighborhoods.
You're just alleyways more than streets.
Yeah.
It is a
it's
lot of very
generous of
dark
you to
alleys,
use the
yeah.
phrase streets.
A lot of them are dead ends, weirdly. You really have to know which ones actually lead to another side.
And some of them are just demolished buildings.
Yeah.
Like they're not actual alleyways. They're just, there's a gap there because
Yeah.
a building either was destroyed with fire or the rage of gang warfare.
Either are very, very prominent. But again, it's a very safe neighborhood if you know where to go.
If you've made the proper like allegiances with different organized crime families.
The trick is to not make any allegiances one way or another and kind of play all sides at the same time.
Like
That feels like a risky game. To be a stranger to everyone
Well,
and
say
have
that-
no protection.
Say that to Switzerland, my guy.
They make allegiance. They don't.
Famously, they don't.
But they are on good terms with people. Their military
I'm
force.
on great terms with
But their
everyone
military
in my
force
neighborhood.
was hired out on a contract mercenary basis.
Was
You're
it?
not a
Yes.
mercenary.
I'm
Yes.
not a mercenary. I'm on good terms with
So
everyone.
do you do freelance work for all of the different gangs?
I help
Because
all-
that's, if you want to be Switzerland, that's what you're doing.
Here's what I do. I help all of them solve their murders pro bono.
Do they want them
You solve
solved?
murders for bono from you
Pro
too?
bono.
All right. What
That's
do you
pretty cool.
get up to in your own time?
Okay.
Bench, whoever you want to bono is your business. If you're
Cannot get
particularly
into-
attracted to organized crime figures, then I'm not going to pry. But do what you want to do. Maybe that's how you're maintaining the peace here with these
I
crime
do what
lords.
I got to do to survive. And I'll be honest, I'm not going to get into my history with you two. I think we just need to go to a break. If you're driving to work, it's going to take you a while. That's the gist. All right. And we are back. Guys, you know what day it is.
What day is it, Bench?
Happy Davy Jones Day to the both of you and to all of our listeners.
Happy Davy Jones to you, Penelope. Happy Davy Jones to you,
Happy
Bench.
Davy Jones to
Thank
one
you.
and all. It comes around quicker every year.
I know. May your boats keep afloating and your boots stay dry. And to all of our international listeners, Davy Jones Day is a wonderful day of celebration here on the Driftwood Isles that dates back to the origins of our country as a pirate colony. We celebrate the Lord of Oceanic Abyss by dressing in all blue, eating seaweeds, and not drinking any water for 72 hours as not to provoke the wrath of Davy Jones.
And
Call it
I
embracing the thirst.
Yeah, I just want to clarify to any of our international listeners, not Davy Jones, lead singer of the Monkees. That's a different day here.
No. This is the watery abyss god / Satan that rules the seas, for better or for worse. Of course, some tradition we
for
are.
better, I wouldn't be saying for worse
Hey.
out loud.
That's the reason we got the day.
Of course, I was just giving people
It's a
a
celebrated
context.
figure.
We love him. We love him
Kind of an
dearly.
anti-hero.
Yeah, he's so misunderstood.
Yeah.
He has good motives, but people don't like some of the methods that he used.
Sometimes he gets into situations that he has to get out of, and just the way he gets out of them, you can't fault him for that.
It feels like if you really look into it, I can fix him.
Yeah.
Anyway, some traditions
It's starting
of this
to
day.
make sense why you latch on to these organized crime lords.
I don't latch onto them. Again, I do what I got to do to get
Use
by.
your body to satiate their desires and ensure your own safety.
I did not say anything
Was
of the
that me
sort.
reading between the lines?
100%.
It felt like that's what you were.
I said I solve crimes for them.
I don't remember how we got there, but I do remember we got there. So
I'm
going to
not
believe
sure.
what I choose to believe.
It's not about the journey, it's about the destination and choosing what you choose to believe.
Thank you, Penny.
What?
It made sense.
It made sense. She gets it.
I get it.
All
She
right.
gets it.
Well, in any case, some fun traditions
In
for
any case.
Guys, I'm going to be honest. I don't know what you think it is that I'm doing to get by. I told you
You're very vague about it, and that leaves a lot of room for interpretation.
I solve murders.
All I have
How
to
is
say
that
is
vague?
You're vague. You're like, I'm not going to get into that, which sounds like you got something to hide. And so my mind is going to get to running, and where it runs is based on your signposts that you sent it along the way.
The thing I was vague about was my relationship to the band U2, and that's
Again,
because Bono died 7 years ago, and I helped cover it up.
And you are notoriously pro Bono.
You are so pro Bono.
I really shouldn't have said that.
Well, it's out there now.
Pro Bono. Anyway.
Oh, Matthias in the booth looks
Having a meltdown in there.
legally frantic.
He's like
He is
doing
legally
like
frantic.
He's
Yeah.
doing, I'm pulling my hair out gesture.
He's got so many papers that he's rifling through at the same time.
He's
Yeah.
not reading any of them.
He's just
No,
checking
no.
to
It
see
seems
what
very-
we've broken.
It seems very performative,
He's
sort
trying
of
to
what
call.
he's doing.
He's trying to call for a sidebar with us, but buddy, we're recording.
That's not how
Yeah.
this works. You
Yeah.
should know that. You're the producer. You should know that.
You should know better.
Oh, he's giving us the hands out to the sides. I can't hear you. But the headphones. Put the headphones on.
Put the headphones on.
He's just shaking his head more.
He's not gonna be of any help here. It's fine. We can edit. This is a live broadcast. We can't edit anything, can
No.
we? I should know this by
If there
now.
were anyone who could, it would be the man who's just now wandered off and is sort of confusedly looking at the side of the wall.
See, this
and
is why
is he laughing? He's laughing at the wall. All right, I think we're on our own. We're on our own here.
Yeah.
This is why we used to have a delay, and we don't have that anymore, and it's a problem sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the delay was never for us. It was for him to just really check against the big book of radio whether what we said was allowed or
I
not.
think that's always what a delay is about. How would it be for us?
Because we don't need any time to self-edit. We know we're by the book.
Oh, yeah. No, we know that. We all memorized the book.
Yeah.
So you get this job. Book
Oh, yeah.
test.
That interview. Have we ever talked about the interview process
Never have.
for this? It was brutal. It was brutal.
People usually keep it shrouded in secrecy, but
Yeah.
I don't care.
Hey, if I can
The
say what
people should know. We worked very hard for these jobs.
we really have.
I technically was
Quite the gauntlet.
asked. Like I
Excuse me?
didn't go through the interview. I was asked.
Honestly, that makes sense.
What do you mean you were asked?
They pretty much poached me, headhunted,
This
if
company
you
is
will.
owned by my father. I had to go through the interview process.
Yeah, no, they heard me on the student radio show that I was doing, and
Student radio.
Yeah, they said we really love the vibe you're bringing.
What show were you doing on student radio?
Oh, we were like not even the morning show, so it was nothing like this in any way, shape, or form. I was mostly just playing music in a late night slot, and then occasionally, like once every 25 minutes, just going. And that was you're listening to We'll Be Back.
And that
So-
was you're listening to
Yeah.
We'll Be Back.
And they said,
Assuming there were band names and song titles
Yeah.
in there.
I don't make assumptions.
but they said that was enough.
Fair bitch.
That was enough for them to know that I could handle this. Like, it was really surprising for me because nothing
very
that I was
surprising for me
doing
too.
was like this show in any way. You know,
I mean, I'm
And
going
you
to be
did
honest.
hit the
They
ground
just-
running. You're
Yeah.
phenomenal on
Thank
it.
you.
I thought you were a pro from way back
so
when.
much.
I was like, man, she must have been top of the class in the gauntlet.
I mean, I remember listening to your radio show. I was in college around the same time, and it was just like, man, I want to hear what she has to say.
Yeah.
So I was not surprised at all
So
that
clearly,
you got coached.
so Bench clearly saw the same thing then.
yeah. So I didn't have
Yeah.
to do
His
any time in
talent
the
scouts
labyrinth
saw.
at all. So,
Thank God. We lost so many in that labyrinth.
hey,
Some
did we
of them
lose
by my
them?
own hands.
Did we lose them, or did they just not deserve a primetime slot?
We all knew what we were signing up for.
Yeah.
It's
And
true.
when you meet another man in that labyrinth and you know that there is only one route out and you're both going that direction, what are you going to do?
Exactly.
What are you going to do?
Exactly.
The weapons are just offhand in the bushes for a reason. If you don't use them, they will.
Someone else will. Exactly.
There was that one year that they tried to, team up against a network, and we all know how that ended.
There were no graduates that year.
No graduates.
No new hires.
Hmm.
You can't beat the
That was
system.
That was a quiet year. That was a quiet year at the station.
It
Of course,
was.
now we all have tenure here, so don't really hire new people anymore.
We're beyond the gauntlet years now.
Yeah.
The labyrinth is a dusty memory. Sometimes I wonder if it even happened at all, but
Oh, what happened?
then I see the faces. See the faces at night.
Yeah. I got the scars. Still got the scars.
Reminds you you're alive.
Yeah. That's how you know. I got fun tattoos around them, though.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, so it's like a little zipper now?
Yeah, just got zippers.
Yeah.
So you initially said it was sort of a reverence and honorific, like a respect towards the fallen, but now you're just making it a fun thing.
You got to move on.
You're making it a lighthearted sort of like, hey, those people died, but
Can't get hung
my
up on the
body's
past.
cool.
Hey, it's my body. I get to decide
Your
if it's
body,
cool
your
or
choice.
traumatic.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's both.
A positive spin on that. I really admired that about you.
You got to stay positive. These days,
Oh, yeah?
well,
Did you just say it again?
you got to stay positive.
I
You
love,
gotta.
I love the benchisms.
Well, so happy Davy Jones.
Happy David
Day
Jones.
to y'all.
Day
Davy
to
Jones, how
y'all.
are you celebrating?
Well, as is tradition, I've stopped drinking water for the last 36 hours and got 36 more to go.
They rang the bell, and that's when everyone stops drinking.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
everyone's chugging water right before.
You can eat as much as you want, but just not drinking any water. So we can get
But if you're
some-
eating like cucumber and stuff, then like people kind of look at your side as like you're like cheating. We know
Yeah.
that food is like
And, like,
90% water.
people can, if you want to cheat, it's not a black and white situation, but like, why? It's fun.
You'll be
It's-
judged.
Exactly. By people and our God.
Yeah. And Davy Jones himself.
Oh, of course. We all end up in that watery locker. Of course, also in this day.
Locker. That always stuck out to me.
Well, yeah, the
that
locker.
it's called Davy Jones Locker.
Well, because he has a locker where he keeps all the souls of the pirates and sailors who
Like
died
big
at sea.
gym down there.
That's
It's
what I
actually
figured.
really cute because he has a lot of, especially in the drawings and the paintings and the interpretations I've seen,
of course.
some real cute like cutouts from magazines and photographs on the inside of his locker door. It's actually really sweet.
Like all the
What
girls
kind of
he had
stuff?
crushes on.
Yeah. Like
Like mermaid ladies.
yeah, like Saved by the Bell, the cast of Saved by the Bell.
His schedule for the week.
Yeah. Like a picture of him and the boys taken and they're all
Other squid faced people.
yeah.
The David Gang.
Yeah. It's real nice, you know. And then obviously within it thousands upon thousands of souls.
Of souls
Yeah.
who are tortured for eternity.
The
Yeah.
damned who are doomed to never walk again nor swim again.
So what do they do?
Just hang out.
Sounds cool.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound that bad.
In a locker with a bunch of other cool people.
That's why we celebrate
if,
him.
If you
That's
get
kind of like a Terry Wu party.
oh,
Hey.
there we go.
Hey.
Now we're talking.
If anyone can make that locker pop, it's some good old Terry Will.
Terry was getting it popping.
Oh, yeah.
Fun times in Davy Jones locker.
Fun times. And again, we all know that one day when good old Mr. Jones comes for us all, it'll be our time and we'll celebrate it then.
Indeed.
And
You should open
celebrate
a
him
club
today.
Yeah.
called Davy Jones Locker.
Once again, just to clarify, we're
Yeah.
not talking about Davy Jones, lead singer of the Monkees.
Want to
Nope.
be clear about this.
Want to be
Absolutely
very
not.
clear. Not the singer.
No, that David Jones died 9 years ago.
yeah.
And we
God damn it. God, Matthias, please. Please.
We get it, Matthias.
I'm begging you.
We understand.
I know what I did. All right, we're just gonna go to a break. We're just gonna go to a break. Thank you for coming back. I'm still trying to figure this out. Dirk, you said you wanted to take this.
yeah.
Please.
So a Victorian cough is going around. So be on the lookout for Victorian cough. It's sort of a dry, shallow, very light, high-pitched cough. Sort of like here, I'll do an example. It's like and so something like that. Scientists don't know the virus that causes it or what's actually happening in a medical sense. But whenever someone exhibits symptoms of Victorian cough, it is a certainty that they will die. Because apparently in olden times, if you get a vague, shallow cough, you're just for sure going to die. And people there are terrified all over the Isles. And nobody has died yet, but New Derrick resident and owner of a few meatpacking facilities, Billy Machismo, is really riling people up about it. It's really fear-mongering. And I wanted to take this because I know Billy personally, so that's why I just want to say directly to Billy, you're not helping anything. You're just making people scared. I know you've had a hard time since those cows who you decided were your family died, but when you decided to take a few cows from one of your supply ranches and make them your wife and children, you brought that on yourself. All right? Cows don't live as long as people, Billy Machismo. Stop making people scared about Victorian flu.
So dark. So sorry. So this isn't from any of the scientists or medical facilities on the island. This is from Billy.
There is a little bit of this light coughing going around, but no one's dying yet. But Billy Machismo is just getting people real scared.
Yeah.
He's saying, you've got the Victorian cough. We need to do something.
I once cleared my throat around him and he tried to send me to the seaside for air.
That's what all of his remedies are real old timey like
Real
that
old
too.
time.
Like when they're like, oh, you have this illness, go to the desert.
Yeah.
That'll help.
It's
A lot of
he
it
does
is
the
based
same
on like
thing, but to
going
the
on
sea.
vacation when you're ill, which is not the worst idea.
But that was like medicine back in the day. They're like,
Vacation.
oh, you have this illness.
There
Go to this climate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yes, it worked.
There were
because they didn't
two-
have actual medicine.
2 medicines for women. One was to go to the seaside for some air, and the other one was vibrators or dildos. Like those were the only 2 things. They were
Again,
like
you put
you're
those together,
hysterical.
that is a nice
Arguably,
vacation.
arguably, more modern medicine needs more of all of those things.
Yeah. Yeah. There's
Add
not
those
enough
2
of that
together,
in
and
modern
that's a
medicine.
great weekend.
Hey,
Yeah.
we all can't complain, but really, like,
But then you got Billy Machismo in your ear.
yeah, sometimes you don't want a weekend at the seaside.
go to
You've
the
got
sea.
stuff, you've got stuff on.
Yeah.
You can't just send me away to think about things.
Yeah, how does that help? Then you're just dwelling on the illness that you may or may not have, and that may or may not kill you.
And sometimes you're like, oh, now I'm in a stately manor run by a mysterious woman who never leaves the attic, and now I've got to deal with that for the weekend.
Who wants that noise?
No one
And
wants
she's got
that.
a lot of rules about the house and how to handle her linens and when you can and can't have meal times.
So weird. Like, it sounds like it's going to be a really nice weekend away, and then you're just there, just like dealing with someone's very particular set of rules. What is this, Airbnb?
Yeah. And then you leave and you're like, oh, I forgot my phone charger. So you go back, but then she's gone.
Yeah.
Oh, I
And where
hate
did
it
she
when that
go?
happens.
And there's no car there, so she couldn't have like left in the short period of time that
Your
you were
phone
gone.
charger is also gone. So you're
Yeah.
like, did she take it
Everything's
with
exactly
her?
the same as when you arrived 3 days before.
But then you do always notice if you, when you try to find where the charger was, there's like a picture on the wall you didn't quite notice before that has this like yearbook spread from like 1837, and she's there, and you didn't
Every
notice her
time.
before, but she's always there at the end.
Every time.
It's like she's always been there. Every time. Sometimes I
And
just
then
want
you
to
always
take...
forget, though. Every time you're like, oh, great, I'm going to go on
Yeah.
vacation. And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this is a nice lady, the nice old woman who's the caretaker for this house. And then by the end, boom, yearbook photograph. There's the lady.
I think it's a pyramid scheme. I think it's like a Ponzi organization. There's something systemic going on here. It can't all just be more
It
different
can't
old
just
ladies.
Billy-
be constant hauntings of the seaside
Billy
mansions.
is behind this.
You think
think
Billy
Billy-
is behind this?
Billy's so behind this.
You think he's trying to get people riled up to be like,
wow.
oh, everyone's sick. You got to go to all my seaside mansions run by ghosts.
I bet it's all his aunts and grands.
He has so many, and only some of them are cows.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he doesn't, maybe, do you think it's like a tunnel system then between them? How he's getting these aunts and cows and grannies away from one house to the next?
How he gets the aunts and cows and
Well, because
grannies?
we don't see them leave. We never see them leave.
No.
But
we
somehow they're
leave.
maintaining all of these.
Well, but we leave first.
Yeah, but then we come back and they're not there. So where did they
Yeah.
go? So
think
if they're
They
not
could have
paranormal
literally
or
gone
supernatural,
anywhere.
Do you think it's like a Darren Brown thing where it turns out they've actually distracted you
Who's that?
over here? Like the magician, the illusionist? Like
Don't know
they're
him.
distracting you over here with something, and then really, like,
What are you doing
meanwhile,
with your hand? That's really interesting.
you're looking at something over there, and meanwhile, they are putting the actual information past you.
What happened
like
to my
what's
watch?
the actual
How
information?
did you get my watch?
Magic and illusion.
How is
My
that? I was
God,
just looking
Penny.
at your hand over here, and you just got. Can I have it back, please?
Absolutely. There you go.
Thank you. How did she do that?
I think she just kind of proved her point on what's going on here.
I got so distracted. I don't get. What was the point you were trying to make?
That is why we have to seriously control magic and illusion in this country, and that is why Darren Brown is banned.
I don't know who he is as a person, but I'm not.
Because
a
you weren't
proponent
paying
of-
attention because the Darren Brown techniques that Penny just employed
What she was doing with her hand was so.
It was very exciting, and I was also riveted by it. But she was also elucidating a lot of information that apparently explains what's going on with these old ladies in these houses.
Well, in any case, I
So
don't.
Billy, your theory
Yeah.
is Billy Machismo is a magician?
I think Billy Machismo is behind all of this. I
My
think
God.
he's if you were to
What a
get
web.
the cork board out and you were to get all the little bits
Let's
of
get
red
it out.
string.
Let's get it out.
Yeah, why not? Matthias, stop complaining that we're getting the cork board out.
Okay.
We're
But
doing
you
it.
really have a bee in your bonnet today, Matthias.
Just calm down, man.
calm down.
Maybe if you didn't drink that much coffee, you wouldn't be like fidgeting around that much.
Oh,
Anyway,
he's just shaking his head again. He can't hear us.
Yeah, so
Please,
So here's a cork board.
Continue
Yeah.
with the cork board.
we put Billy in the middle. We
Yeah.
put the string to all of the seaside properties. We obviously add in the cows, add in
Okay.
the ants.
All right.
I think it all just comes back to him again.
It does literally point to him.
Is that because that's actually what's going on, or is it just because when you make a cork board and put a bunch
You decide where it
of
goes.
stuff on it and connect them with thread string, they're naturally gonna connect to the
Point
same
back
stuff.
to, yeah, especially if you, by your own hand, decide where they point to.
Yeah.
But then again, innocent people don't often get cork boards made out of not out of them, made of them.
People are making cork boards out of themselves, out of other humans?
Not often.
That's strange.
Not often.
That would
But
be,
sometimes,
I mean, people are fucked up out there.
hey, maybe that's
hey,
a fun.
we're on the radio bench.
I know.
It's the severity of the situation.
This
I
is
understand.
why we have a delay.
We don't have it
anymore.
have the delay
We
anymore.
do- yeah,
God,
we
we lost
finally
that
earned
delay.
back at the trust, and Matthias is like, "You guys got it," and here we go.
How
but
do
I
you
understand.
know?
I understand.
He doesn't listen to the program.
It's,
How would he know?
I think he was just going like gut. I think he just didn't understand the delay, and so he's just like, "Oh no, we're fine," and so he just sent us right through. But I understand. You are infuriated about this. You're passionate. I get the
yeah.
rage. We got to do something about this.
Well-
and Billy Machismo is clearly at the center of this conspiracy. I think you may have unraveled this.
Dirk, I don't want to put you on blast, but you said you're friends with him.
I do know him personally. We go way back. We're school chums.
School chums.
Yeah.
How do you feel about these accusations against your friend?
Well, look, you all have that friend who kind of went a different direction, and there's a reason he owns a series of meatpacking plants. He didn't come for money. He earned those with an iron fist and through manipulating people. And I don't want to get myself in any trouble here, but I think he might have sort of a crime family underneath him as well. He might be sort of the tip of an iceberg here, because meatpacking, you can do a lot of things at a meatpacking plant, if you know what I mean.
Packing meat.
Hanging meat. That's what I thought.
That's what it appears that you are doing,
But
but
actually
you
you're
also
packing
could be
chicken?
potentially bringing in things that aren't necessarily
Fish?
animal bodies.
Oh, like you're
veggies?
And
you're going into sort of
discarding
vegan, like you're going into like the
Yeah.
vegan
No,
realm.
I'm not
to,
talking about
Faux meat.
You're out.
not vegetarian options, not
You're
not
approaching
fake meat.
other verticals to
beans?
try
No,
and.
beans?
I'm saying there could be something illegal that you're doing. in
Illegal
your-
beans?
Not beans. You could be making people disappear in there.
No,
magic is not allowed.
Magic
No,
is not
I'm not
allowed.
talking about magic. I mean, now I think there might be magic, but I'm talking about there's people and then there's not people, and where do their bodies go? Maybe their bodies went to the meat.
That sounds like
packing
magic.
plant. It's not. It's not magic. It's they kill a guy and they take their body at the meatpacking plant and chop him up and they get rid of him.
Oh, that is an
That's what I'm saying.
accusation.
I didn't
That
want
is
to
an
say. I was trying
accusation.
to be vague for my own self-preservation here, but you guys just wouldn't get it. You're talking about vegan options and fake meat, and you got me in trouble with Billy Machismo, guys.
You know,
you don't know this guy.
this
He
is-
doesn't mess around, Billy.
This is
we were
why we
on
have-
good terms.
This is why we have
I
those
was
notepads.
trying to keep this above board here.
Yeah, you could just have written it on the notepad and held it up. This is why we have those
Yeah.
notepads.
We pass so many notes during
All
every
the
episode.
time.
You weren't getting it, and I got riled up. This is on me. This is on me. I'll take this one. But I just
Well, if you're feeling in danger, we'll help you. Again, I have a lot of tactics how to sort of navigate through a lot of crime
I
underworld
don't trust
situations.
your tactics at this point.
I am
Reg.
alive. I am alive.
I guess.
Not everyone can say that.
But in what cost? You know what I mean?
Minimal.
What have you given up of yourself
sort
to
of
survive here?
in kind of like a spiritual way, or literally like physically?
In any sense that you'd care to interpret that?
Just a
Let's
lot
see
of
where you take that.
a lot of just a lot of compartmentalizing.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's what you've given up.
Yeah.
Compartmentalizing.
But he's
compartmentalize anymore.
You can't
he's
do it
given up his
anymore.
ability to compartmentalize.
Weird.
Oh,
I am feeling everything at the same time. It's so overwhelming.
That's got to be hell. I don't
That's
want that
exhausting.
life. That life's not for me.
I made a
Bench.
deal with Davy Jones.
That life's not for me.
Well,
I want to maintain my good relationships. Me and Billy Machismo, we got on great.
tonight we know
I
we're all
kept him
gonna.
at a wary distance, because I respect him as an authority figure.
Yeah.
And also I like getting free meat. Who doesn't like having a
Vegans.
a supplier to the meat shop?
Vegans.
Not that's fair.
Vegans don't like that.
Yeah.
He has a point.
Well, but in any case, I was going to say you are going to be safe tonight. We all are because we are stuck in the studio.
Stuck in the studio.
I guess we might as well keep the mics on. It's going to be another
We'll do
all-nighter.
an all-night
We might as well.
all-night broadcast.
We could.
We'll see
Let's
who's
think about it.
coming in. Who's got the midnight shift these days?
Is it Barry?
Oh, yeah.
They gave Barry the
Yeah.
midnight
I
hour.
think it's Barry.
Midnight hour should be like fun, sexy time.
Barry is
Barry
just,
has no sex appeal whatsoever.
Yeah, no, Barry's just sitting in because Sugar Susie is on vacation.
Okay. That's who should be at the
Yeah,
midnight hour.
but
Sugar
Barry
Susie.
She went to the
has-
seaside, right?
Yeah, she's away at the seaside.
Oh, God.
So Barry is just in for, I don't know, the weekend.
Very different
Maybe
vibe
long
of that
weekend,
show.
yeah.
His voice is very nasal. He
A lot-
doesn't. I doubt he could do the advice column that
Yeah.
Sugar Susie
A
does.
lot less like sultry R&B and a lot more just factual readings from scientific journals.
Yeah. He thinks that's what people care about. He thinks that's what people want to get him going in the evening time.
Well, he got out of the labyrinth, so what are you going to do?
Yeah, the labyrinth, you get your own.
I heard that year everyone just killed each other and he kind of wandered through.
That's
It
a
was
tactic.
sort of situation where everyone else just like, sometimes people just get lucky and maybe they killed each other where, you swipe an axe down at the same time. Boom. And then
Someone's-
Barry is just
yeah.
stepping over your body like, oh, excuse me, sir.
Someone's running
That's
to
what he
get
talks.
you.
That's what he sounds like.
That's such a good Barry impression.
Right.
Someone's
sorry with the
running
axe in
to
your face,
get
buddy.
you and they're just carrying an axe and they trip on something and they fall. It doesn't mean that you killed them. It just means that you
That's true.
now are victorious and you get a radio show.
That is
Follow me,
true.
axe.
Hey, they all go to Davy Jones at the end, am I right?
Uh-huh.
You are right
saying it?
about that. And
Well-
I'm definitely going to talk to Terry Wu about starting up a club called Davy Jones Locker. 'Cause
Oh, yeah.
that needs to happen now.
I think
I think I can win over Billy Machismo by getting him on board as an investor in
I have an
that.
idea. Oh my God, I have an idea. Can that club be on the boat? On the new boat?
Absolutely.
Oh
Perfect.
my God. I'm gonna clear
The
the
stars are
court. We need to plan this out. We
Business
we
plan.
got the whole night. We got the whole
Got
night.
the whole night. Here we go.
All right,
I'm excited about this sleepover, folks.
This is going to be a fun one. Whether it's on mic or not, we'll find out. We'll see if Barry shows up, but we'll be right back after a message from our sponsor, Salt. Salt, it's a thing that makes the sea taste so good. If people tell you salt isn't good for you, just remember, they used to say that about mold too, but that's how we got antibiotics. So remember, you can't spell saltines without salt.
Good Morning Driftwood is executive produced and hosted by Zach Stewart, Laura Hotchkiss, and Daniel Kvoras. Engineered and produced by Zach Stewart. Music by Daniel Kvoras.